Hello, everyone. Rosehaven Yarn Shop with Diane on this beautiful Sunday. How nice is the weather outside? It's amazing. November is my favorite month, not just because it's my birthday, but I love the fall with all the leaves, and then we get warm days, and then we get into colder days. I honestly love this month. This week was a very good week for me. I was able to finish, well, a ton. It is a ton when there's more than one, I think, project that you can finish. But let me introduce you. Oh, first do you remember the twist and turn? So this is the twist and turn completed. All the portions. So that was a mystery shawl, sorry, by Stephen West. So yeah, it is all done. Love it. It's got big wings. It's got the rivers going down, and the way to block it really worked very well. We have the garter ridge here and the little, well, it's almost like ribbing over here, and then those, I'm trying to find chevron. That's the chevron, and then we braided in between, and same thing on the other side happening. The cables at the bottom. I did show you last video, which is 2 weeks ago, the way that he's putting I-cord throughout those cable. And honestly, I didn't think they were popping out that much to make such of a big difference, so I just didn't put them in. But you know what? Maybe I'll change my mind and I'll put them in later on. But right now, they're not going in. So yeah, it's kind of coolish in the basement. So I'm kind of happy to have it here just to rest on the shoulder. Love the warmth of a wool. So it was my first mystery knit along shawl with Stephen West. Often I like to wait until he's done, and then if I like the pattern, I purchase it because I've knitted a few of his. I do have on my needle right now the Smorsberg. It's a very big shawl, right? Like it's over half hour a row because there's over 200 stitches, and but oh my goodness, he's got the basket weave in there. He's got uh, yeah, lacy holes. He's got eyelets. It's a very nice one. And as you've known per previous viewing, I did the shawlography. I did two of them. That's how much I love them. He had I-cords in there. He had puckered fabric. I honestly don't know how his mind is working, but he's very nice to knit. It's always project that takes a long time, but the way he does them, they're in section, so it's something that is achievable. But don't think you'll knit one of his project in like a 1 week. That's sort of impossible. This is a lengthened project, and it's a fun one to be able to do. So yeah, very happy. Love, and again, used Leslie's yarn. So those two colors here are Leslie's yarn, and this one is from Biscuit, just to give it a punch and a nice color to it. What else did I finish? Well, this is not a story, but last year my daughter-in-law gave me some yarn from Spincycle. Spincycle is a wool made in the States, and the way that it works is it's changing color on its own. So I'll show you this one. So if you're looking at the pale color, it changes from a blue to like almost like a mauve. So what it does is the way that they spin it changes color on its own. And Andrew Maury uses a lot of their wool into her product. So that's something that I think it was very helpful for them. And Leslie at the store was even wanted to sell their yarn, because a lot of Andrew Maury's project, when you're looking at the pattern, just trying to grab one as I'm talking to you, is she's showcasing that yarn. So often somebody will come in and say, well, I want to knit that thing with sort of her colors, but it's hard to do when you're not having that yarn, because it's three colors. See, it's three colors that you're using, but because the wool is changing itself, you cannot achieve this look with three different colors. I could have, and I'll ask, I made one for my daughter with solid colors. It is amazing. It is as beautiful, but often that's what people are seeing and they want to make something similar. So to make a long story short, Leslie's been trying to do to be able to sell the Spincycle, but they have such a big waiting list of vendors to sell it that it's not going to happen. So when she went to Rhinebeck, she found somebody who makes the same type of yarn, meaning that as you're knitting it, it's going to change color on its own. And that company is Iwitopia. So that's what it looks like before it's rolled. And this is what it looks like when it's rolled. So even if I'm flipping it, it's not the same color. And when you're knitting it, this is what it's going to look like. So that skein is this skein. So the background color that you're seeing does change color, and it comes from this guy. The good news, because there is a very good news about it. So yes, I just finished this one this week. So when you're knitting this, it's called the shift. We all know about the night shift. It's the same principle, but this one is called the shift. You're starting with this tiny little point, and you're growing, growing, growing. So by the time you're closing or casting off, this is what you're looking at. But there's two edges that will come together, and with the mattress stitch, and you know what? I think my needle is on at the end of this. We could talk about the mattress stitch. Oh, I think it dropped. Anyway, so once we're done, because I could have shown you, that could have been the little bits of, have you ever done mattress stitch before? And I could have shown it to you. But we're going this way, right? So when we knitted it, yes, we are knitting it in the line, but when we're going to assemble it, because we are going to knit that much at the back, which will become literally the back, but now it aligns sideways. So this is what it's going to be looking when you're putting it on your neck. So the good news about this yarn is it's double the yardage that the other company is doing, because the other company, you need three colors, and it's not even, I think it's 52 grams per ball, as this company, which is Iwitopia, and it's on the website right now, they're 100 grams a ball. So you get three colors. Yeah, the third one is in here. So this is one of the color that I've been using. The second one, honestly, in the center, you do see some of the purple. That's mainly what stayed. What's left here is more of a bluish, and then the green. But I have enough to make two. How wonderful is that? But instead, I'm going to make her hot. She has, so she has the night shift. She's got the shift, and she has the hot that's called the shift along. So yeah, it's the same principle, but it only uses two. So I think, yeah, I think that's going to be my two to go with my shawl. But maybe I'll put the green. Yeah, I haven't decided yet. But that's not the the worrisome of today. But yeah, so very good price in the, I know you're going to see this upside down, but it's DK weight. So now it is feasible to think of even doing a sweater or quantity bigger, because this is a lot less in spec and expensive than with the other brand. So very good. It's 100% US Rambouillet and I'm going to say Targhee wool. So, and it's $42 per 100 grams. And yeah, the other one is the same price, but half the yardage. Well worth it. Beautiful to knit with. And when you're doing the shift, you do need to block it. My phone is just flipping all the time, but here we go. You need to block it to be sure to have even length at the back over here to be able to mattress stitch. When you do the mattress stitch, it's the right side facing you. And yeah, but I think that would be a good thing for me to go over with you guys at one point, is to do a mattress stitch with the video, but I'm not set up right now. I would need a second person to be able to hold the phone. So, but I will keep that in mind to show you, because it's fun. It's like you're zipping it up and you're not seeing any seam, and yeah, it's very pretty. Okay, so finished this beautiful shawl, finished the cowl, and yeah, oops, I lost my earbud right here. The other thing that I finished this week, look at this guy. This is called the Easy V. I made it in chocolate color. Look at this guy. And the I always, when you're doing a sweater and stuff like that, it's always, where's the front, where's the back. There's some design that it's evident, like if I'm thinking about the weekender, the front and the back are not the same length, so you're kind of eyeing, and you know exactly which side to put front and which side to put back. This guy, it was not evident. When you're knitting it, you know which is which. So one thing that I like to do is, see in the corner, I just put, those are little wood, little piece that you can get on Etsy. You can put a label. You could only literally put a button. The other one I'm doing, that's what I'm going to do, is just at the bottom. And I always do it on the left. And I think that's because I'm left-handed. But so when you're looking at your garment, you are looking for whatever's on the left corner. And this one, it says made with love, because I made it for my daughter. So yeah, so that's the Easy V. I use in the chocolate portion here, it's the remix. So it's a blend of different type that they are recycling. So there's cotton, there's I know there's four things that is made in there. So it's, and in here I put the ultra alpaca, and this one is the Noro. And honestly, this one I did not even block, and I don't think I'm gonna block it at all, because the way that this cotton just hangs, I honestly love it. You don't have to block every time you're doing something, and this one for sure I'm not gonna block. The way she finishes, she's doing a ribbing, then she's knitting 2 rows, and then she's casting off. So what it does, it just rolls a little bit. I love that. And that's the way she started it also. So we cast it on, we knitted 2 rows, and then we started the ribbing. So it just gently rolls. Same thing at the bottom. Yeah, I love her design. Yeah, so very happy. This guy is done. He's gonna live at the store for a little bit, and then he's gonna go live in Kingston. The other one, and I honestly thought that I could finish it, but I cheated last night, because I would have been done last night, but I worked on something else. But it's this guy. So he's gonna need some blocking, because it sort of puffs up over here, and it doesn't give itself to flatten out. So he's just going to be extended a little bit. But again, this is called the Beauceron. And yeah, it's a designer from Quebec. Love, he's got little tension that I don't know if you, oh yeah, we can see it very well. There's a vein going on all the way to the shoulder. I decided to omit it. It was supposed to go all the way down the arm, but no, I wanted the arm just to be alone, but it will show on to the shoulder portion, right, to the neck. And same thing, he does have it on the side, and the why I decided not to put it here is because we can feel it when we did it for the body, but we cannot really see it. So what happened is you're slipping it, and the next row you're knitting it. So every second row is a knit. So that's why that stitch is kind of bigger, but it shows very well on the shoulder because it always stays the contrasting color. So even, yeah, you're seeing it better this way. So yeah, so this guy is gonna go and be blocked. I will finish it tonight because yeah, I'd like to put it upstairs for a little bit. A beautiful pattern to knit. There's a lot of stockinette stitch that's going on. Here we go. I don't want to trip. We don't want that. We don't want tripping here. And what else did I done? Yeah, I think that's all I brought for you guys to show. There's a lot of new classes onto the website. Again, same principle. One thing that we added is Thursday afternoon because sometimes the weekend, Sunday are precious and you don't have time. So if you want to come and knit with me, there's the possibility of Thursdays now from 2 till 4. And yeah, so again today we had 3 this morning, 2 this afternoon. Sometimes there's a little bit more depending. People are texting me, yes, I'm coming, no, I can't come. And you're working on your project, so whenever you're ready, you come. And yeah, so today there's somebody that started this guy, one was finishing it and starting a new one. And this morning I had the Every Way. What a beautiful shawl that is. It's a humongous rectangle that you knit in the color of your choice. There's just a bit of texturing and there's a little bit of color work, but not that much. It's a fast project because it's 6.5 millimeter needle and you're working with big yarn, but the accent of putting all those buttons and many ways you can wear it. Even this week I texted because last Christmas I gave 2 away, and I texted the girls, saying, hey, have you thought of wearing it that way? Because I was revisiting some of the pattern and I didn't remember seeing that picture, so I sent it to the girls. And yeah, even Veronique wore it to go to work, and she said people thought it was a new piece of garment because it was more sort of a jacket with the button at the front. And yeah, just looked wonderful, honestly. The other thing is I'm always gnoming. And where are my little babies? They're right here. So one thing that Sarah did, and I think that they're so cute, is she made clothes. So this is a dress, this is a cardigan, this is a cable sweater. This one is a sweater that she's got a design, and the last one is a sweater with lines. So these garment fits the first pattern that she came out with, which is the Never Not Gnoming, which makes that pattern. I'm trying to get the front picture because I always end up not putting them back in the order in my envelopes because I love to put them in envelopes. They're so easy to grab. But the Never Not Gnoming, you've got one that is kind of dangling, that the bottom is round. You've got the medium girl that's called Natasha, and you've got a bigger guy. So that pattern is kind of nice because it gives you 3 patterns. So this one here is really rounded bottom, so you can hang them, right? So Christmas decoration. These are so fast. Like these 2 are the same size. This one is rounded bottom. This one is a flat bottom that he can stand. This guy's a bit bigger, but the clothes, there's 2 sizes in the clothes, and they can fit this medium one or the big guy, right? So yeah, so Christmas ornaments can be done. Also, leftover yarn, perfect to do that. And yeah, so if you want to play with gnomes, come play with me. I'll give you all the tricks that I discovered throughout this year of gnoming. The November one, kind of cute because he's got mittens. And then there's the December one that, yes, I did last year, that what introduced me to gnome making. But I'm going to redo them because I'm going to be true to myself, and I'm going to knit the 12 first pattern within the year. This year, she came out with several ones. Remember, I showed you the Jimmy Beans one, that there's six. So on November 1st, I got the sixth pattern, which is a house. So cute. So yeah, so this week I want to knit the house to show it to you guys. And yeah, there was other ones throughout the year that she had one that was, honestly, the shape is like an oval but more long, and this one had a lot of color work. It was very pretty. It was, I'm gonna say, demanding just because of all the color works, but the fun part about it is that there's not a lot, right? Like, they're small, so this way, yes, you're starting something, but it's feasible because it's a small quantity. So I talked to you about the class next Sunday. If you're watching this, there's no class next Sunday. I will put it on the website so you guys are sure to know about it. I'm going back home to some funeral, so I'm not going to be at the shop, but you can grab me on Thursday from 2 to 4 this week for sure. And yeah, the people in the class knows that when we start a project, we're going to finish it. So even if the class sort of set up for three classes, let's say, if it takes you more, it takes you more, because that's all. I'm bringing you to an end product, and it's going to take time that it's come, because sometimes you just need sort of a push, or you're stuck at one spot and you're thinking, oh my goodness, if this class is 3 and I'm going in for 5 minutes, no, it's kind of, I'm going to say, like the shawl, I'm always charging the same price. If you're doing a sweater, I'm always charging the same price. What happens after that is the time that you'll take to make it, I'll stick with you, and vice versa, so you get to an end product. So if you come every 2 weeks, if you come every 3 weeks, it's totally up to you, because it's your project and I want to bring you to the end of the project. And that's the fun part about it, right? Like, if you love it as I do, and I just feel sometimes I'm just knitting all day long, but that's what retirement is for, right? Like, I was waiting to be able to retire to knit more, and yeah, works very well. And as you know, if you've got something with your hands like I do, remember, I've got Dupuytren, and Dupuytren just loves the fact that I'm knitting, because you're always moving your joint, and you're exercising, and it does make a big difference for me anyway, to my hands. So, little bit of personal today. Don't know why, but sometimes it just happens. That's the beauty of doing something live. And yeah, if I would have set up differently, honestly, I would have shown you how to do the mattress stitch, which is uh, a fun sewing method at the end. It just closes up. Like, I can show you the finished product, because that's what I did on this guy. But you always do the mattress stitch on the outside. You're doing it with your needle, and you're picking up the bar on each of the sides. So you're looking at the last stitch, and you're picking the bar between the last stitch and is other one. And a bar is honestly a bar that's this way, and that's between the two stitches. And you're taking the one on the right, the one on the left, and you're doing that. You're not skipping any, because that's what's going to make it kiss each other. And you're doing that for 3-4 times, and then you're going to zip it up. Literally, you just pull, and it just brings everything together. And at the end, of course, we're seeing the difference, because it's two different color. The seam on this one is going to be as visible, in the sense that we're touching. It's not even the background, it's not even the same color, right? But yeah, it's a beautiful finishing touch to the project that you've done. So, on that note, I'm wishing you a very good next 2 weeks, because I think I'll do another live in 2 weeks when I come back on the 2 weeks from now on Sunday. On that note, have a beautiful time. Enjoy this gorgeous weather, and knit away, people, because that's the fun part of knitting. Bye. Have a good Sunday.